Today's video is about insulin resistance. So let's say that you've been consuming mainly carbohydrate, which is the standard American diet. The carbs that we consume convert into glucose. And that glucose starts to run in your bloodstream. Okay, and then it raises your blood sugar. When that happens, your pancreas, let's say that that's your pancreas, releases a hormone called insulin to bring that blood sugar down. The insulin goes inside and binds with all these glucose molecules. And then through your blood vessel, delivers it to every cell of the human body that you have. So let's say that these here are the cells. On every cell, you have a little door right here. And when the insulin grabs that glucose, it basically brings it in here and it knocks on the door. Knock, knock, and the little door opens. Once the door is open, the molecule goes inside, the glucose molecule with the insulin, and converts into what's called glycogen. And that glycogen is stored right here inside your cell, and that glycogen is what gives you energy. So, now, here's where the problem comes. Let's say that you don't really use much of this energy, right? Maybe you use a little bit here and a little bit there. When you don't use it, but you're still consuming carbs, the glucose that starts running around with the insulin comes over here to the little door, right? It knocks on the door, but that door will not open because it's completely full. Let's say that all these cells here are full with that glycogen. Then what your body does with this excessive glucose running around your blood is actually starts to build fat cells in your body. And I definitely need new markers. So these here are your fat cells. So the first thing you're going to see is you're going to start putting on a little bit of weight in your fat storage areas. Now, with the men, it usually goes in the stomach. And when I see somebody with like, here they're slim, but then you see the belly like really sticking out, I already know that person is insulin resistant. So then what happens? The thing that it does, it basically takes all that insulin in your liver. So if this here is your liver, it takes it in your liver, and the same thing happens. There's a little door here. And if your liver is also full of glycogen, then your body starts building fat cells on the outside of your liver. And that's how you get the fatty liver. But also keep in mind that because your liver is the filter of your body, over here you also have stored toxins that are wrapped in fat. So now it's double the trouble because you have fat cells, so your liver is becoming overwhelmed with the fatty cells and the toxic cells. And that is when you will start feeling like really sluggish, start feeling that brain fog, a lot of problems. But this is how insulin resistance basically happens. And it is extremely dangerous because it leads to inflammation. You see, when these molecules are running around your bloodstream and they have nowhere to go because your cells are now resistant to it, the little doors would not open because they're completely full with the glycogen. And when these molecules are running around your bloodstream, your body recognizes that they should not be there. And that is where the inflammation comes from. There is a whole bunch of problems that occur due to the insulin resistance. As a matter of fact, it is the co-print for every heart disease. The easiest way to know if you have insulin resistance, obviously, it's through a lab test, but you can also just kind of look at yourself. Like I said, if you're a male and your belly is a little bit poking out, you probably have insulin resistance. And the same thing for women. Also, another very noticeable thing you can see on some people right here behind on their neck, it becomes like a little hump. You will see it looks like a little bump. That is another indication of insulin resistance. Anyway, it is curable. I mean, you can fix it. And if you need help with that, you can contact me and I will give you the entire protocol of what to do. I hope that made sense. I gotta go. Love you all. Bye.